The 50-point target has been achieved. The season is over and it's the start of February. We've done what we set out to do. I wonder if there's any more goals we could set ourselves for the rest of this season. Hello and welcome to part 87 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Sheffield Wednesday and away against Charlton, both in the Championship. Since you were last with me, mixed form as ever. We're fairly inconsistent, but it doesn't seem to matter. But well, I say we're inconsistent. We've not lost in the league since Boxing Day, and it's on the 2nd of February. So the one defeat was coming in the FA Cup, and it was a gutting defeat as well because it was a 90-something minute winner from Stoke. Where are we? 90th minute winner from Stoke. We were actually 2-0 up at half-time in that game and let them back into it to get us knocked out of the FA Cup in the fourth round. We did get a decent payday, though, because away at Stoke is a decent attendance. It's not the best payday we could have ever had, but if we have a look at the finances, it probably gave us a little maybe £400,000 bump, which is very welcome. There's going to be another £600,000 coming in January as well, in July as well, because Josh Mann is going to be leaving the club. He's one of our Patreon youngsters, came through the youth team last season, and he's quite good. A bidding war started right towards the end of the transfer window, and my idiot new chairman, yeah, that's right, he's an idiot, accepted £115,000 and £140,000 offers because they were too good to refuse. That's how desperate for cash we are. And he just accepted everything. I, trying to salvage everything, offered him out for £600,000, thinking that might be enough to lure some clubs in. Luckily, it did lure 3 offers in from Brentford, Cardiff and Celtic, who clearly they're not very bright, and offered £600,000 despite the fact we'd already offered. I mean, that one is £79,000 up front, and that was accepted by my chairman. He was accepting every offer for Josh Mann. But luckily, he chose to go to Celtic, so we've got £600,000 coming in. There's no add-ons or anything on the deal, but I would suggest £600,000 now is more useful to us than £79,000 now, plus a few add-ons. So hopefully it works out okay for us, but Josh Mann is off for a fancy pants career. The last player we had from our youth system who went off to play in Scotland was Dean Morris. And Dean Morris, let's just check what he's getting up to now. He's still playing regularly for England and Tottenham and earning £110,000 a week. So Dean Morris is having a whale of a time. So maybe hopefully Josh Mann will follow in his footsteps. But that's going to give us a bit of cash to come in the summer, which is going to be very handy. We also did agree to change our season's expectations because we hit that 50-point target. So our season expectation now is avoid a relegation battle, which gave me a little bit of extra wage budget. And in addition to that, I've trimmed off the wage budget even further. Tyreek Bakinson's gone out on loan. Archie Proctor's gone out on loan. Will Webb is out on loan. We've sold Sass Davis. All of these players were on fairly big money and are now off the wage bill. So all of a sudden, we've got £90,000 to spend and a spare 12 grand a week on the wage budget. We didn't bring anybody in, because I don't know that we necessarily needed to bring anybody in. I think we just cleared off a bit of dead wood. Unfortunately, we've sold a youngster, but he was a winger, and we don't play with wingers at the moment, so it might be... it's almost certainly going to be the best move for his career, and we definitely needed the money. Unless we hit the Premier League this season, in which case we probably didn't need the money. But I don't think we're likely to hit the Premier League, although as it stands, we are still sat in 6th place. Let's look at a bigger version of that league table. 6th place, have we got a game in hand? We have got a game in hand. We're 4 points behind the teams above us, but still only 8 points off the top of the league. 16 games left to play, and we have hit the magical 50-point mark, so we are officially safe at this point. So I think that was a productive 6 weeks of football since you were last with me. Let's play some football matches and see if we can keep our unbeaten run in the league going. We're going with Humphreys in goal, a back four of Wearmouth, Rogers, Wright and Gregson, with Harrison at the base of the midfield, Fernandez and Sawinski in central midfield, Moss in behind Matondo and Harris. It's our first choice team. You know it's our first choice team if the opportunity presents itself for us to play these 11 players in this combination. And goodness me, Do I take that opportunity? And more often than not, they put in a good performance. Chances are that because I've bigged them up so much today, they're going to play like a bunch of numbskulls who've never played before. But fingers crossed? Fingers crossed. Learn to speak, Gav. It's your job, for goodness sake. Right, what are we doing? A team such as ours should be winning this game without any problem at all. Well, that sounds a little bit arrogant. We could fall out. See, I don't like the fact that the team talks have all seemingly changed round to be team talks that are expecting us to succeed just because we've been in good form. I don't expect us to win. Let's try the recent form one. It never works, but it doesn't do any harm, I don't think. And sometimes the team talk options that I'm given are so poor that I'm comfortable with just not doing any harm. I don't need to fire them. I just need to not upset them so that they have a terrible game. Right, Rodgers. Why is Rodgers taking the throw-ins? How is that a thing that's happened? We need to fix set piece takers. There's no point doing it in a game because it will reset by the time the next game comes round. But watch us concede 3 goals now from having him out of position taking throw-ins, and then you'll all tell me why I should have fixed it during the game. That one, I don't think that was directly a result of him taking a throw-in, but it was part of the same highlight. But he is back in position. I think that's Rodgers there. Yeah, so he's fully back in position. You wouldn't know it because he's not marking anybody at all. And their player scores. So, yay. Perhaps we're having another one of these let's not play well because everybody's watching sessions. Like yesterday's episode, we've been really good since then, apart from the Stoke games. And we did labour a little bit to get through the third round of the FA Cup. It took us a replay. I think we were playing Woking. It took us a replay to beat Woking. But we did play a very rotated team in the first leg. But even the second leg, we made hard work of it. And I think it was only a 1-0. I showed you the fixtures and the results before. You can go back and check if you really want to know how we got on against Woking. We're 2-0 down and not playing very well. We need 10 minutes of passion to finish off the half. But this is unexpectedly poor from us because we've been pretty solid. Sheffield Wednesday, I think, just because they're playing with the very deep 2 central midfielders, they're effectively probably snuffing out our attacking fullbacks. Then they've got wingers coming in behind said attacking fullbacks. It looks like it's the perfect system to counter us. I hope that's just a coincidence and the game hasn't figured out how to counter us. Right, let's assertively say, where's your passion? There you go. That's got their juices flowing. Let's see if we can put on a bit of a performance in this second half. Moss plays it out to Gregson and nothing comes of it. So, right, Humphreys. We're building from the back with Rodgers just at the start of this second half. I say we're building from the back. It's actually a massive long ball forward. Matondo squares it to Harris, and it's like we're playing FIFA. A little FIFA goal for you all. Matondo across to Harris. A lot of credit has to go to Rodgers there because it wasn't just an aimless thump forward. He's looked up, he's picked that pass, he's played that into Matondo. Matondo does do brilliantly to take it around his man with his first touch and squares it to Harris, who actually had more to do than it looked like. It wasn't just a tap in, he had to hit that exact spot. And he did hit that exact spot. Very well played from all concerned. And hopefully the comeback is on now. But Sheffield Wednesday seemed to be coming at us, and that wasn't part of the deal. Should we do some more passion? Passion worked at half time. Do we just want to keep being passionate? Now we've scored a goal, we want to push on and score another one. Let's fire them back up again. Come on, you've done one. Let's go grab another. Rodgers misses out on the header, but Wearmouth is there to cover. In fact, Humphreys comes all the way across to collect, and he doesn't. That's not the movement of a passionate man. Rodgers, though, trying to do the same thing again, picks his pass again. This time Matondo can't win it, but Moss does, and Matondo plays Harris in, and Harris is brought down, and we've got a penalty 10 minutes into the second half, and Matondo has the opportunity to put us back level in a game that we looked like we were done in at half time, but we've made a delightful comeback. And I am wondering if we now ask for even more passion. We've done 2 doses of passion and scored 2 goals. I don't want to over-passion them, but it does seem to be working. It's mad. I don't understand why it has such an impact. But they're going to score here, aren't they? No, we don't need to pause. We just need to do it one more time. We don't want to overdo it. See, Matondo's now calm. He's fighting through the passion. See, he's not even lasting very long anymore either. Right, let's make some changes. We want to try and grab a winner. Sawinski hasn't really turned up today, so Perry can come on for him. Perry, who, by the way, is on the verge of being classed as homegrown with us. So we're going to start considering him one of our homegrown youngsters. Does anyone remember him playing 15 games? I certainly don't remember him playing 15 games in his first season. But he's been here nearly 3 years now, and he signed for us I guess he was under 18 when he signed for us. That's why he's going to be classed as homegrown, which is handy as we start to move towards the promised land of the Premier League, because then we can use him there. If we're in the Premier League and having to use Paul Perry, it's going to be a disaster. We're not going to get in the Premier League this year. Stop talking about it, you idiot. Right, we're going to make another change? Probably not. I'm looking at that thinking everyone looks reasonably fit. It's a fairly uninspiring bench, actually. And so we'll just make the one change. Perry can come on. Let's ask for some creativity now that we've got Mr. Creativity in there in the shape of Paul Perry. I don't know if he's a particularly creative player. He just seems like another one in the mould of Fernandes and Sawinski. So I guess we can't complain too much about that because they're both excellent. Let's get Mick Powell on. Where is Mick Powell? Right, got to start picking my own bench because this is a situation that I can't allow. Let's get Furlong. Why? Why is Mick Powell not on the bench? O'Callaghan hasn't really impressed yet. I need to be having a word with the people who need words having with them. Furlong can come on and we'll see if he can be a difference maker. I'm not happy about this turn of affairs at all. Right, let's... I don't know what to do. Just leave it. A draw's fine. We don't need to do anything. We could even score a last-minute winner here. Harrison with the corner. And there's an open goal there if someone wants to hit the football. Rogers crosses to Furlong. I thought that was one of our players, but it wasn't. Colour blindness, no excuse. I just thought it was a green shirt and it was a blue one, and you're not all going to tell me they're not green, they're black. Well, they're clearly green. Look at the state of them, they're green. Gregson, in behind. I'm worried about the colours of the shirts. We had the opportunity for a late winner there and blew it a couple of times. But at least we got back into the game, but I'm still going to say we need better. We should have won that game. We're better than that performance suggests, and hopefully we'll now go and win the next one to prove it. Right, no changes to the Charlton game because, as mentioned, this is the team we play when they're all available. However, we have corrected the Mick Powell not on the bench problem, and he is now up on the bench. I was talking about the advantage of Paul Perry being homegrown. They're all homegrown. It makes no difference. We've got an entire team of players who at the very least are homegrown in the nation, and a bunch of them homegrown at the club. So Humphreys is classed as homegrown with us. Obviously Sawinski, Fernandes, Harris are all came through our youth system, as did Phillips, as did Powell. But I guess it doesn't hurt to add another one. I like the fact that Humphreys he must have been 18 when he arrived as well. God, he's been here a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's his 6th year at the club. I don't understand why he put up with those first 3 years of never playing. I would have left. But he stuck it out, and now he's the first choice keeper for a team pushing for promotion from the Championship. So it just shows sometimes a bit of patience does you the world of good. There you go. That's Kev's lesson for the day, told through the medium of Toby Humphreys. Right, let's get into this football thing. We've got nothing to lose here. Let's go out and we've got nothing. We have got nothing to lose. We've got nothing to lose for the rest of the season. It really is just a case of let's keep trying to win as many games as we can, and if with 2 games to go there's a chance we could sneak into the playoffs, let's start thinking about that then. I don't think we need to be setting any targets, really. I know I mentioned earlier in the episode about setting some new targets, but I don't think we need to. I think we just need to finish as high up the league as we're capable of, because of prize money. Presumably it increases as the higher up the league we go, although I guess not by a huge amount. But it's really just about winning as many games as we can and seeing where we end up. I'm not going to be disappointed if we finish 15th. I'm not going to be disappointed if we finish 7th from the last day of the season and just miss out on the playoffs. But even if we made it into the playoffs, we're not going to get promoted. So there's no point in pushing too hard for them. Whenever we play any of the teams from the top 6, we usually lose against them. So the playoffs probably aren't for us, regardless. Matondo's picked up a knock, which is a bit of a problem. Luckily, we do have Mick Powell on the bench this time, so because he didn't get to come on early at all in the last game, he's going to get an early substitutes appearance today and come on at half-time. I know we're the underdogs here, etc., etc., but let's get Mick Powell on for Matondo, playing as a poacher. Let's see if we can get a goal out of the Harris and Powell partnership, straight out of the Northern Premier League Division 1 East. How many strike partnerships have played in that league and also played in the Championship together for the same team? I would suggest no other strike partnerships in the history of football have ever done that. That's the wonderful thing about home, which you can sing. I assume our fans sing that to the tune of a wonderful thing about Tiggers from Winnie the Pooh. Look it up. It fits. It doesn't fit. It doesn't even work. Why am I still talking? Right. Let's bring another youngster on. I don't know what to say now. I've talked myself into a corner. Right, Phillips is coming on for Harrison for no real reason other than the fact that we need to get some more game time into Shane Phillips. He's starting to get a little bit frustrated that now I think he's 25 years old now. Starting to get a little bit frustrated that he's not playing very much football. And I can kind of understand that. He's spent a lot of his career being second fiddle to other defensive midfielders at the club. And he's probably decided at his age he's had enough of doing that now. I want to bring in... This is where I need Perry on the bench. I don't think it's working out what not to have on the bench. Because I'm looking at that thinking... Maybe we could take O'Callaghan off and have Perry on the bench for him. Because I want Harrison, I want Furlong. I kind of want two strikers. I want a full-back, a centre-back and a goalkeeper. I need more substitute spots. We just won't. I mean, Fernandez is tired as well. Let's just get Furlong on. He'll have to play in central midfield. And he'll have to like it. What's the worst that could happen? Let's go and... do 10 minutes of passion to finish the game with a basically 6'4" shadow striker playing as a Mazzala in the central midfield for us. Or is it a Mazzala or a Cavallero? I'm getting my two tactics confused between this. I think it's a Mazzala we use with home, isn't it? I don't know. I'll know when I look at the tactics screen. It's very cold in my garage. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll have known that, or you will know that my garage heater is broken, and because it's April, I'm not buying another one because I don't need it. I'll need it for maybe 2 days. By the time it gets here, it'll be warm again, but it is 4 degrees out in my garage right now. And I'm so cold I can't even think. We were unlucky today. We were unlucky in both matches today. But I guess if we just keep grinding out draws, we've got another 15 games to play, or 14 games to play. That's going to get us close to 70 points if we just keep grinding out draws, which is, again, huge overachievement. Weymouth's going to get a pay increase. Excellent stuff. We're unbeaten in 7 games now, but a lot of them have been draws. 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive draws, plus we started off with draws. So unbeaten in 7, but we did only win 2 of them. But I guess that's, 5 plus 11 points from 7 games. If we get another 20-something points from our last 15 games, this is complicated maths for me now, then we finish on like 70-something points. Traditionally, I don't know why I'm even looking into it, but traditionally, I want to go back there, and I want to go back to last season. 70-some... It's kind of almost playoff, maybe. We're going to be there or thereabouts if we carry on in the form that we're in, which is splendid. Let's have a look to see where we're going to come back then. We'll just do the 2 more episodes, I think, this season, because I think it's unlikely we'll be in the playoff mix, but we might be. So we might do a few more towards the end. But I think for now, if we aim to be back for Birmingham and Palace, and then finish the season off with Preston and Rotherham, and then presumably finish mid-table, that seems about right. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.